Thank you so much, Chair McFarland. And I'm also excited to also welcome back my Prime Co-Representative Tremont, who's also on this bill with me today. And we heard some really powerful testimony today, members, and I think many of those same testimonies will apply to this bill as well, which is a bill that many of you might have seen before, as we've tried this issue for a few years as well, and it is on elopement prevention. So as you saw in your staff analysis, elopement, or sometimes known as wandering, is an important safety issue for many of our families with children who have ASD or IDD. It affects especially younger people with disabilities, and it essentially is a tendency for some of our children to just wander away, right? And there's really been some tragic stories of this taking place in different environments, at home or at a school. And oftentimes our children with ASD, they have common attractions, and they don't necessarily have an understanding of risk. And so they may be attracted to a body of water, they may be attracted to traffic, and of course it creates a deep sense of alarm for our schools and of course for parents. Some schools already have really strong elopement policies in place, but there actually is no federal or state requirement. Sometimes an IEP might include this, but if you don't know your child is prone to elopement, it won't be in the IEP, and of course an IEP can also take time to formulate. So what we're essentially doing with our legislation is mimicking what Broward County and Polk County already does in having an elopement prevention policy, and make sure that every school establishes something called a SAFE team, which has a principal, an AP, and then also 3 other individuals that the school can establish. We want to be a little less prescriptive to not burden the schools, but we also want to make sure that there's a streamlined plan in place for elopement prevention overall, but then for families that know their child is at risk of this, to make an individual plan, and the bill outlines what an individual plan would include. One important dynamic is parental notification. So as you just heard in some past testimony, some of these situations, a child might elope, but then they are found, but the parent isn't always notified. And we do want to make sure that even if the child is safe and sound, that parents know what happened, just so there can be a proactive approach to address it. And there is an amendment that, again, provides some clarity, but I'm happy to take questions on the bill or the underlying amendment. Thank you, Madam Chair.